Hello Destiny players and random YouTube viewers. This week we are back with another build review. As I said in last week's video, I'll try to make this build series a weekly occurrence, and I'll try to sound more engaging and less bored with my commentary. So without further ado, let's get into this week's build. Due to a request on last week's build review, we are doing a hunter build this week. This build will solely focus on invisibility spam, as it is good for tight situations in Grandmasters, raids and dungeons. As we can see from that footage, slow but steady, we are not getting after kills, as this build solely focuses on invisibility and stealth. We keep getting invisibility back from our quick full melee ability and our class ability, which is our hunter dodge. So, let's begin with the aspects. Our first aspect is vanishing step. Dodging makes us invisible. This aspect provides 2 fragment slots. This is good for situations where you need to go invisible quickly to escape tight situations or just need to grab a little bit of ammo. Our second aspect is Trapper's Ambush. Activate Quickfall to spend your melee charge and dive to the ground, creating a large smoke cloud and impact, which then dissipates. Targets caught in the cloud are weakened and allies are made invisible. Your smoke bomb makes allies invisible when it attaches to nearby surfaces or targets. This aspect provides us with 2 fragment slots and is good for team member survivability. It can also be used for making the team member invisible after a revive so they don't get killed instantly. Moving on to our fragments. Firstly, we have Echo of Dilation. While crouched, you sneak faster and gain enhanced radar. This fragment gives us a plus 10 stat to mobility and intellect, which is good for gaining our abilities back faster. Next, we have Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, invisibility, overshield and devour, have increased duration. This fragment gives us a minus 10 stat to mobility. This is unfortunate taken away from our stats, but it is worth it as it increases the length of void buffs, and invisibility, which is our main priority in this build. Thirdly, we have Echo of Obscurity. Finisher final blows grant invisibility. This fragment gives us a plus 10 stat to mobility. This is also a good fragment to have as it gives us another way to make ourselves invisible. And finally, we have Echo of Starvation. Picking up a Void Breach or Orb of Power grants us Devour. This fragment unfortunately gives us a minus 10 stat to recovery. On the plus side, we are granted Devour, which gives us full health on final blows. Final blows also extend the duration of Devour. Moving on to our supers and abilities. For our super, we have Shadow Shot, or Tether as it's known, on Mobius Quiver. You do not have to run Mobius Quiver version of Tether. Deadfall is another option. For our class ability, we'll be running Gambler's Dodge. This dodge recharges our melee ability up to full. This is good as dodging makes us invisible due to the vanishing step aspect. And we are getting our quick fall ability back, which also makes us invisible. For our melee ability, I am running Snare Bomb, as this is the only melee ability available for Void Hunter. And finally, for our grenade, I am running Suppressor Grenade. Which grenade you run is up to you. I am running Suppressor Grenade as I like to pair it with this build. If you do not have any of these fragments, aspects or abilities, they can be purchased from Ikora Ray for Glimmer. She hangs out in the Bazaar section of the tower.
Yes, Guardian.
Moving on to our stats and armor mods. I would recommend 100 Resilience, as it gives us a 30% damage reduction at all times. I would also aim for high strength, as this brings our melee ability back quicker, and high mobility. High mobility grants us a boost to our class ability recharge time, as mobility is our hunter's class stat. If you struggle to get high stat armor, mods can be applied to our ghost to focus high stat armor of your chosen stat. Armor can be focused at the helm. Moving on to our armor mods. For our headpiece, I am running Kinetic Siphon. Getting rapid kills with kinetic weapons generates an orb of power. Picking up an orb of power will grant us Devour. Due to our fragment, Echo of Starvation. And picking up an orb of power will grant us Armor Charge. With this, I run Heavy Ammo Finder and Heavy Ammo Scout. Heavy Ammo Finder makes heavy ammo more common, and Heavy Ammo Scout pairs with Heavy Ammo armor mods to grant ammunition for you and your teammates. This is good as the build adds more support for your allies. For our gauntlets, I am running double melee kickstart. When our melee energy is fully expended, we gain melee ability energy. This mod works with stacks of armor charge. For our legs, I'm running Recuperation, as picking up an orb of power will grant us health. Insulation, as picking up an orb of power reduces our class ability cooldown, and Stacks on Stacks. This mod grants us an additional stack of armor charge when picking up an orb of power. Finally, for our class item, our Hunter Cloak, I am running Double Distribution. This reduces all ability cooldowns when using our class ability. I'd usually be running a single distribution and utility kickstart. When using our class ability, we gain class ability energy. Unfortunately, I cannot use this mod. At the time of this recording, this mod has been disabled, so I put another distribution in its place. And that is it for our armor mods. But the exotic piece is just as important. My chosen exotic is the 6th Coyote. The exotic perk on the 6th Coyote is Double Dodge. Gain a second dodge charge. This is good as we can keep getting our melee abilities back and keeping invisibility with dodges. This build can be run with Omninoculus or even GYRFALCON'S HAUBERK, but this is not a build with these armor pieces. I will do a build in the future with both Omninoculus and GYRFALCON'S HAUBERK, so be on the lookout for that. If you do not have this exotic, it can come from a random chance on an engram, the Daily Lost sector, or when Exur is selling it, or from his random exotic.
May we speak?
Once unlocked, this exotic can also be focused at Master Rahul with our chosen stats due to the Ghost's armor stat focusing mods as mentioned earlier. This is very costly as it requires 3 Ascendant Shards. These can be picked up from completing Grandmasters, Nightfalls, and Master Dungeons. This can also be picked up from the Flawless chest in Trials if you make it this far. Ascendant Shards can also be picked up from Season Pass rewards, vendor rank ups, or you can purchase them directly from Master Rahul. We also need 60,000 Glimmer. Glimmer can be picked up from anywhere in the game. You can also boost Glimmer gains with a mod on your Ghost. Finally, we need an exotic cipher. These can come from Season Pass rewards or a bounty that Exor has.
See your valor.
And that is it for our build. I'm now going to show you some good weapons I like to pair with this build. In my kinetic slot, I have my chosen exotic, Wishender, an exotic bow. The exotic perk on this weapon is Kreen's Wrath. While aiming down sights with a fully drawn bow, combatants behind walls are highlighted and arrows pierce their shields. This weapon is also good against anti-barrier champions, as this weapon has anti-barrier built into it. This exotic first released in 2018 with the annual Destiny 2 expansion, Forsaken. The original quest for this has been Sunset. However, you can pick up the new quest from the quest archives in either the Tower or the Helm. As I do not have time to make a separate video on how to get Wishender, I've linked a channel called Redzia who has a guide on how to get Wishender. Make sure you watch his guide and make sure you subscribe to him. Thank you. So go check out Redzia, his link is in the description. For my energy weapon, I am running the Aikilos SMG. This is an arc aggressive frame that fires at 750 RPM. This weapon first released in the Destiny 2 mini expansion, Warmind, in 2018. This expansion is now sunset and the weapon re-released in the annual Destiny 2 expansion, The Witch Queen, with Destiny 2 Season of the Seraph. This has also been sunset, but this weapon can be purchased from Banshee44 in the tower when he is selling it, or when Exur is selling it, or World Engram drops. This weapon is special as it can be crafted. Crafted weapons are special because they can come with enhanced traits of the basic perks. To craft this weapon, you will need to extract 5 patterns. This weapon can drop with a red border with a pattern ready to be extracted. Once you have collected 5 patterns, you will need to craft this weapon at the Enclave on Mars, accessible via Savathun's Throne World. To craft this weapon, you will need Glimmer, Enhancement Cores, and Enhancement Prisms. Enhancement Cores can be picked up from playing the game and dismantling legendary weapons, or they can be bought directly from Master Hall. Enhancement Prisms can drop from Grandmaster Nightfalls and Master Dungeons, as well as vendor rank ups and a purchase from Master Hall. Finally, we'll need Resonant Alloys. These can come from dismantling legendary weapons and Ascendant Alloys. These come from missions on Neptune and the Throne World. You can also pick these up from vendor rank ups and purchases from Master Hall. Finally, my heavy weapon of choice is the Adept version of HOTHEAD. The HOTHEAD drops from Grandmaster Nightfalls, and the non-Adept variant drops from regular Nightfalls. But the Adept weapons are superior, as you can put Adept mods on your Adept weapons. These can do extra damage against bosses or give you better stats on that gun. Well, my fellow Guardians, thank you for stopping by today. I apologise if this video was cringy or confusing at all. This is my second time doing a voiceover and the second episode in this build series. I'm still trying to gain my confidence. Please give me some feedback as I know what to improve on, and I also want to apologise for the creakiness in my mic today. I am getting that sorted out, and the change in the aspect ratio in the video. There's been a little bit of error with my video recording, so that will be solved for next week. And talking of next week, we will have a Void Warlock build, and then we'll be moving on to Arc or Solar. Put your votes down in the comments so we can choose which one to do next. So thank you again for stopping by. I'm now committing to make this a weekly series, and yeah, eyes up Guardians, and I'll see you Starside.